Good morning and welcome to my very colorful drive on the way to Marrakech's Menara Airport. Today I'm repositioning myself to Madrid for the beginning of what's going to be a lot of long-haul flying. There will of course be plenty of resort tours and shorter flight videos coming intertwined between these videos, but I think there are around 30 long-haul videos that I'll be publishing in the coming 12 months. When it comes to Marrakech, you mostly have low-cost airlines to choose from. In fact, of the top 5 most active carriers here, Ryanair, Ryanair UK, EasyJet, and Transavia take up 4 of those slots. My choice for Iberia Express today came down to the fact that it would count for one of my 4 requisite flights for British Airways status. At least it used to. Before we have a look around the airport, the exterior of which is gorgeous, let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, and some of the not so best, airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for the past 4 years. Check out my hundreds of videos, scan the QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how I do things. This surprisingly great low-cost flight begins now. The airport here has 2 terminals, joined under one roof, with the newer of them having been completed in 2016. Putting Marrakech on the map for having one of the world's most stunning airport terminals, designed by E2A architects. The proportions of the structure and the Moroccan patterns incorporated throughout really make for quite the welcome. I especially love the pattern that's cast on the sidewalk from the cutouts overhead. Despite this massive facade though, everyone needs to enter through the same single door, which took around 15 minutes. Once inside, you will be absolutely bedazzled by the lack of anything. I mean really, it feels as if they forgot to install the interiors. My guess is eventually they'll have more rows of check-in desks? Don't really know. With Royal Air Morocco's plan to quadruple its fleet in the next 10 years, surely they're going to need to beef this up a little bit at least. The check-in desks here only opened around 2 hours before departure, and I ended up being fairly deep in that line, having my back towards it while I was waiting. But that ended up being a little bit of a blessing in disguise. I didn't pay for a checked-in bag and was going to try to pass with my carry-on. For all of you super by-the-books people, I always book as much carry-on luggage as I'm allowed to, regardless of the price at check-in. I usually even pay for checked-in baggage even if I know I'm not going to use it, just to increase my chance of being able to carry on. Well, the line was slow because there were quite a few passengers trying to get through with heavy carry-ons, but they were being forced to pay higher fees to check in their bags since they hadn't booked them in advance. I opened up the Iberia app to see if it would let me add my bag while I was in line, and voila. 2 minutes later, it was paid and showed up in the system before I got to the counter. I did still ask if I could take my carry-on on board, and got a stern but friendly, "Oh no." Once through, the departure lounge is a bit of a maze with all of its columns and odd shop layouts. If you're looking for the Pearl Lounge as I was, make a hard U-turn at the top of the escalator. The Pearl Lounge was really nice and barely occupied, and of course, every lounge should have a white baby grand. Historically, Marrakech has been a regional airport serving as a holiday destination for countless European cities. But things are getting a little bit more interesting lately, with United having started their non-stop service from Newark last year, and Delta having recently announced their intention to start service from Atlanta. You know what they say, open a Park Hyatt and the Americans will come. Iberia Express came to be in 2011 in an attempt to turn around Iberia's unprofitable routes. This was met with opposition from their crew, because they feared that new crew with lower labor costs would be hired to replace them. But there was nothing for them to worry about. Oh wait, actually, wrong script. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Currently, Iberia Express serves 23 destinations, with around half of them being domestic, with 25 aircraft in total. Not really a fan of airports that make it so difficult just to see the planes. One absolutely random quirk that I find about the relationship between Iberia and Iberia Express is that Iberia Express flies to Paris Charles de Gaulle, whereas Iberia only flies to Orly. It just seems like it should have been the other way around. Anyway, let's see if we can get on board. Boarding began, and we were held in the jet bridge for a good 15 or 20 minutes since we started boarding before the arriving passengers were even off the plane. We were flying a 1-year-old A321neo, which they packed 232 seats into, so I of course reserved an exit row. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are a few ways that you can do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps the videos with the algorithm. You could join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon where I post the most and can help you out if you have any travel related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. It is certainly a low-cost seat, but with this much legroom, at least it was on the comfortable end of the spectrum. I was lucky that my entire row remained empty during the flight, and oh, the crew do not like it if you even look at these seats before you pay for them. We pushed back and had a quick taxi to the runway. Once in the air, I had to look at the menu and thought, hey, one more snack box won't kill me. Considering the length of the flights that they do, it's a decent onboard menu. I mean, I do see a little piece of green lettuce here and there. I ordered the flavor box combo, which came with a drink of choice. Gotta say, this kicks all of the American snack boxes in the butt. It's arguably more basic, but I don't know, maybe I was just tired of cheese spread. We had some more views of the Strait of Gibraltar as we began our descent into Madrid. When that started, the flight crew went into a detailed announcement in Spanish about the fuel consumption of these new A321neos, Iberia Express's commitments on that front, and all of that jazz. I was going to jot down some notes when he repeated it in English, but his English announcement was basically, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're landing soon." Oh well. Let's wrap this up as I walk through one of my favorite terminals on Earth, despite the fact that it takes like 40 minutes just to get from the gate to the arrivals hall, not including immigration. Iberia Express is in that category of like, just fine plus. They are low cost, and their tickets are actually low cost. Their food offerings are decent. Last year or the year before that, they were the most on-time carrier in Europe. The crew on board were really friendly. I mean, there really isn't anything to complain about here. Rather, they deliver exactly what they advertise, which in my book gives them a 7. Keep a lookout for a long-haul Iberia business class video that I'll have coming out in July. I really do hope that you enjoyed this trip report today. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time from here for a pair of flights on KLM. Kinda. Thanks as always for watching until the end.